Hello and welcome back to my channel. Glory to Jesus, honor to Mary and Joseph. Over these past years, Caviezel made headlines for his role as Timbalad in Sound of Freedom, but he is most well known for his role as Jesus in The Passion of Christ. Caviezel is a devout Catholic and credits his success to the intercession of Our Lady. He unveiled his reasoning in a 2019 talk at a Eucharistic Holy Hour for World Peace through the Mother of All Peoples in Amsterdam. He explained how Our Lady's intercession has guided his life. In his story, he says he landed his first role in the major Hollywood film, The Thin Red Line, through the miraculous power of the Rosary. After Caviezel met the Thin Red Line filmmaker Terrence Malick and gave a rosary to his wife, the actor returned home and told his wife, "Honey, I have got some good news and I have got some bad news. The good news is I may get the Thin Red Line. The bad news is Granny's rosary is gone." That rosary, and I believed that the intercession of Our Lady led to the first major role of my career in the Thin Red Line. We would be nominated for 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. Then, in the spring of 2000, he encountered a beautiful fresco of Our Lady of the Immaculate Conception while filming The Count of Monte Cristo. It was a sign for me, a sign that the Lord and our Blessed Lady were with me. Through all my trials, Mary had been there all along, leading me by the hand and guiding me toward her Son and my vocation. And if you saw The Count of Monte Cristo, you would know that that shot stayed in the film, and I'm proud to say that I shared some screen time with the Mother of God. Back in 1997, I had auditioned for a role that every big name in Nollywood wanted, a role in Terrence Malick's upcoming role, The Thin Red Line. The odds were against me, but I at least got a meeting with Malick. I pulled up to his house for my 6 o'clock meeting, but I couldn't leave the car. I was plagued by self-doubt. I had made a decision. If this didn't pan out, if this didn't go through, I was going to have to hang it up. I didn't want to just drift along the rest of my life, wondering if I was ever going to work consistently as an actor. It is 6 p.m. I was still in the car. I believe in my heart that the next 10 minutes changed my life forever. In my mind, I was a guy from Mount Vernon, Washington. I wanted to be a basketball player, but the heck was I doing what the heck was I doing outside of Terrence Malick's house? Somebody that wanted to be a basketball, now wanting to be a filmmaker, an actor. I am an emotional mess, self-sabotage and full fury, so I started to pray the rosary. It is 6:05 p.m. and I'm still in the middle of the 4th glorious mystery. Somebody that had a meeting at 6 p.m. with Malick. You see, 6 months earlier, my manager, who is a bit like a Catholic mystic, said that I should start praying the rosary on a daily basis. My wife, Karen, taught me how to pray it. So, following orders, I borrowed her grandmother's rosary. It was a precious antique heirloom. I started running them through my fingers and praying without even really knowing the mysteries. I'm already 5 minutes late for this meeting with the most sought-after director in Hollywood, and I've not finished the decade, so I decided to press on. Hail Mary, full of grace, Hail Mary, full of grace. That was what I was saying. When I finally finished the Hail Mary, Hail Holy Queen, it was 6:10 p.m. I jumped out of the car and dashed up to the house. but I realized I have got rosary beads in my hand. I knew if put them in my pocket, I would start fiddling around with them in the front of the director. So I turned heels and raced back to the car to dispose of those beads. I opened the car door and made a deliberate move to drop off this rosary, when I got a feeling right here in my heart that I should take this rosary with me. He wanted to drop it in his car, but the feeling came that he should take the rosary with him. This was not the first time I experienced this sensation. The first time I had this experience, I was 19 years old in a theater in Mount Vernon, Washington. The movie had ended, and out there is the darkness, befriended only by my basketball in the adjacent seat. I had a sensation right here in my heart that made me think that I was supposed to be an actor, that this is what God crafted me for, that this is what He wanted of me. You could say it was my personal annunciation, a very deep awareness of my vocation. So reluctantly, I went forward. My rational sense intervened. I knew nothing about acting, no agents, no manager. Hell, I can't even memorize to save my life, as you can see, but I had this conviction I had a charge. So back on the curb in front of Terrence Malik's house, I decided to take this rosary with me and make my way to the front door. This little maid answers the bell, and on her neck is a miraculous medal. So I say, "Oh, you are Catholic?" She says, "No, I'm not. I'm Episcopalian. Come on in." So this maid takes me in and she shows me the house. It's a beautiful Spanish hacienda. As we are admiring the ceiling while the woman is in mid-sentence, I get this sensation in my chest again, but stronger than I had ever experienced. And without thinking, I reached for the rosary in my pocket and I said, "This is for you, ma'am." She's now startled. She said, "Why did you do that?" Tears are now welling up in her eyes and I say, "I don't know." She said, "Oh my God, the woman who gave me this medal, this miraculous medal of the Virgin Mary, also gave me a rosary she got from Mother Teresa, but I lost it. And I prayed this morning that God will send me another one." Then you walked in. Unbelievable. This woman is now collapsing in tears. I'm shell-shocked. There is a rosary in between us, and in walks the director, Terrence Malik, when he started with, "Honey, what's wrong?" And it occurs to me, this ain't the maid. This is Terrence Malik's wife. And I thought, better book a return flight back to Mount Vernon, Pa. When I got home, I told my wife, "Honey, I have got some good news and I have got some bad news. The good news is I may get the thin red line. The bad news is Granny's rosary is gone." That rosary, and I believed that the intercession of Our Lady led to the first major role of my career in the Thin Red Line. We would be nominated for 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. Cut to the spring of 2000, I was offered the role of Edmond Dantes in The Count of Monte Cristo. It was a new adaptation of the Dumas classic. This was the first time I had to carry a film on my own, and here I was at the pinnacle of what I long wanted to achieve, but I had no peace. I'm having masses said for this movie, and I'm trying to pray, but like you, I was never sure if my prayer was landing. An amazing thing happened. We were set to shoot a pivotal scene in the film in this grand house in Malta. It is the moment when the Count most decided whether he would remain with the love of his life or leave her to pursue his revenge. And I look up to the ceiling as I am weighing this decision. In reality, I'm looking up at nothing. There's nothing up there except white plaster. Then the director, Kevin Reynolds, who is a Baptist from Texas, pulls me aside and says, "Let me show you what you will be looking at. I found something down the hall that I think will work for the film." So he takes me into the room about 10 doors away and he points to the ceiling. Well, I'm in shock. I'm just standing there slack-jawed because there on the ceiling is a fresco of the Immaculate Conception of the Virgin Mary. Now, Kevin Reynolds doesn't know a thing about Mary or the Catholic Church, so I said, "Do you have any idea what that is?" And in a Texas drawl he says, "Yep," and leaves the room. I was hesitant to add to that "yep," for fear that he would take that shot out of the movie, so I just kept my mouth shut. But it was a sign for me, a sign that the Lord and His Blessed Mother were with me. Through all my trials, Mary had been there all along, leading me to the land and guiding me toward her Son and my vocation. And if you saw the Count of Monte Cristo, you know that shot stayed in the film, and I'm proud to say that I shared same screen time with the Mother of God. Thank you very much for watching. We thank God for His life. Ave Maria.